Hey there, morning, how you guys doing? So I got a subscriber question that I think is going to be a lot of fun today. Just a quick reminder on this YouTube channel, all these videos are for you. And one of the series that we do is called subscriber questions. If you ever have a question you want to ask about real estate investing, just go ahead and leave a comment on any video you're watching. And I'll do my best to create a video in the next, let's call it 2 to 3 days. This particular subscriber question was kind of fun because it actually is like, basically says, what question should we ask you that you've never been asked? Or, what's a question you wish you would get asked so you could answer it? So I actually thought about that one for a while, and I wanted to come up with more than just one. So I actually came up with a list of 5. I actually had to write them down, right? So I could remember them. So the first question I wish I would get asked that I haven't yet is, what do you think about quitting your day job and just going full time? First, if you've read my book, right, One Rental at a Time, it obviously keys on the fact that I kept my day job, right? It was how I made the income. It's how I paid the bills. It's how we built the portfolio. So maybe I'm not the best person to ask because my opinion's certainly biased. But I get nervous when I hear people say, hey, I'm going to quit my day job. I'm going to go invest in real estate, or I'm going to go wholesale or flip full time. And again, this comes from experience as I documented in the book. I remember a gentleman right around 2008 working in the tech sector. And this is all in the book, talking about leaving his tech job and flipping out of state. The net answer is it didn't end well. He wasted a little bit of time. I don't believe he ever made an investment and had to go back to work. But again, I'm not one of these people that say, hey, go quit your job, go put your family at risk, go do whatever, and do this full time. You can do it kind of guys, right? Rah, rah. Yes, I know lots of people have done it. The situations are unique. They're different. And I'm not opposed to it. You're just asking me what I think. And I think you should focus on your day job. I think you should grind like hell in your day job, be the best you can be. And in my opinion, you do something on the side. Hence landlording, rentals, all of that. Because I'm not about active income, which is what most people have to do when they quit their job. They want active income. They need to wholesale flip. They need that chunk money so that they can pay the bills. And that's not what I would be. So when I see those posts and people looking for rah-rahs, I generally see that and think it's risk. So that's question number 1. Number 2, all right, Michael, so if you're so successful with private money, raising a couple $1 million, you've now done 20 flips, why don't you create a company, go big time? And, that's a fair question. I actually struggled with this last summer when I'd done my first 10 or 11 flips. I was like, okay, made a couple $100,000, my investors made 20%. I made nearly 100% because, again, my capital was just the repair money. And I'm like, why don't I go bigger? So again, I struggled with this for quite a while. And really what it boiled down to is I don't want to work that hard. Continually trying to grow the business. I don't want employees. I don't want to complicate my life. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy helping. I do it because I want to, not because I have to. And if I started to get employees and, had teams and 1099s and all of that, I'm sure I could get bigger, but I'm not convinced my life would be better. Yeah, I would have more money in the bank account, but let's be real. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not a flashy person. I don't need the extras. So if I could just, do a few a year, keep in the game, keep proving I can do it, that's enough for me. So could I go bigger? Yes. Have I struggled with it? Yes. Will I? Not right now. Could it change in the future? Honestly, I doubt it, but maybe, right? I'm not going to write it off forever. It might happen, but certainly not right now. So that's number 2. Here's one, right? This is my big kick about 401ks here recently. If you had to invest in a 401k or set aside money to buy real estate, which one would you do? This one is hard for me because I don't like the whole 40-year, process and you have to withdraw and all of that. However, I also understand that company matching is pretty awesome. So I guess my answer is this. If your company matches, contribute up to the max. That's, frankly, that's what I did. And then what I did is when it got to a certain balance, I actually borrowed against my 401k. That was how I answered that question. So contribute to the 401k up to the company match. And then when your 401k gets to a certain size, borrow on yourself. Now, obviously, there's a bunch of rules and all of this, and this is not advice or anything. It's just what I did and what I feel comfortable sharing. So that's what I would do. Number 4, what's the biggest mistake you made in the beginning? And that's really simple. That's not appreciating the cash. I didn't understand, right? I just didn't know any better. So I bought cheap properties instead of what now is called turnkey, and I wasted cash on make-ready costs. I really believe I could have doubled my, doubled the volume at the peak, right, by 1031ing everything. And unfortunately, I didn't. Now, we ended up okay. Don't feel sorry for me. But again, this is a question of what my biggest mistake was. And if I would have treated my cash better, because I was spending just as much on make-ready as I was on down payments, and that really slowed us down. So that's the answer to number 4. What's my biggest mistake? And then the last one is, how can you all help me, right? Hopefully you're getting value out of this channel. Hopefully it's something you look forward to. I try to do something every day. But maybe you're interested in how you can help me. So the one thing that I would say is help the channel, right? Tell people about one rental at a time. It's a message that worked for me, and I know it can work for you. Also, if you don't mind, introduce the book around. Tell people about the one rental at a time book. We need to rise in the Amazon ranking. It's a big game. I do like the selfies. People have taken to giving me selfies of them in the book. I think they're awesome. Some are very creative, so I really enjoy those. And then the last one is the 5-star reviews on Amazon. Those really help. If you really want to help me, leave a 5-star review. Have your friends leave 5-star reviews. And let's really explode this. Right now, I think we're at 45-star reviews, which is awesome for a self-published person. But I'd love to see that grow every week. So in the end, those are the 5 questions I wish I was asked. What do you think about quitting your job? If you're so successful, why don't you go bigger? What do you think about 401k or real estate? First, what's your biggest mistake? And how can you help me? So hopefully that makes sense. I thought this was a fun subscriber question. Have a great day. Thanks.